What's up, people? It's your least favorite newly upstart YouTuber here. Now that is a mouthful. Today, I was thinking of telling you about time some kid's mom tried to steal my credit card. I do not know if they actually meant to steal it, but it's almost all logical conclusion leads to that answer. Without further ado, let's get into it. Well, first, we need to do the shameless advertisement. Be sure to press the like button and comment down below what most, and I mean most of you have to say is pretty funny most of the time, and constructive criticism is always good. Subscribe because no scam, I ain't one of those yes, we need to speak about those gotcha channels. There is another, if you search Weird N, you will find my channel above with my 3 videos and 6 subs, and another channel under me with 11,000 subs, and it's a gacha channel. It got 42,000 views on one of the videos, and that's absolutely crazy to me. But then again, the trends, gacha, blah blah blah. But I just think it's so stupid. People who put in a lot of work into the arts. Yes, I'm calling YouTube an art now. It's an art form, definitely. Don't get the views that they deserve. But either way, since I ain't one of those other channels, you can subscribe whenever you want to, which is reason enough. Time to get into the video. I was at the grocery store. Yes, a lot of funny stuff happens to me usually when I do grocery shopping, but either way, I had picked up what I needed. Was on my phone a bit to check my snap. Yes, which kid does not check their snap every single second of their life? Yes, I know it's like a chronic disease that's in my nervous system and I can't decide when I'm on it. I and tell my mother that I was done with the list she had given me. Of course, it's a list. Yes, every time. My mom doesn't believe that I'm able to remember it, so she always gives me a list. Then I did what any adolescent would do. I picked up a soda and some snacks for myself to enjoy. Hopefully, I'm not the only one that takes a bit, when you're going out grocery shop, you think, yeah, it's my prize, people. Did you go and get the groceries? No, it was me, not you. It was I who got the food for us to survive another weekend. Not you, but me, people. Me. I hope. But when I got up to the cashier, the line was so goddamn long. Imagine the line to the next iPhone. Imagine if the next iPhone came out. Imagine the longest line you've ever seen in your life. Yes, but it was all due to one of the machines just breaking down, and people had to wait a lot. Some even just went out of the line just because it took too much time and went to the grocery store next on the other block, which takes a lot of time for me because I'm lazy. Yeah, it was goddamn long, but yeah, I waited in the line for like 12 minutes before that bad boy started moving. It took then extra, an extra 14 minutes to be in front. It took me 14. It took this badass line for. So I was there like 20, a half an hour. Imagine it's half an hour just waiting in line and walking for. It was so irritating. I hope this never happens to you. Well, then again, it will happen to you if you don't subscribe, like, and comment down below. People, come on, do it. It was that moment. Probably a kid, probably only like 6 years old, comes up to me behind me, starts dragging in my shirt, and when I look behind, they ask, "Could you please buy me something?" Now, this is one of the weirdest questions I ever. Not the question itself, but where the question came from. This short white child, yeah, 6 years old, asked me, could you please buy something for me?" When his mother was behind him. If I asked anybody when I was young, grocery shopping, when my mother was behind, you know, in our household, it looked okay. Så de 3, 2, 1, 0. In our households, if you ask some random stranger, it looks like a disgrace. Yes, literally, we take it as a disgrace, and our mothers beat the living shit out of us. Has this child no fear in his heart? But either way, the it was also weird for me because he wasn't alone, the child. Of course he was. His mother was next to him, holding his hand, but she didn't see or hear somehow. It was probably due to having her phone so close to her goddamn disgusting face. It's this person which I'll introduce as the villain of this story. And I bought him a chocolate. I'm a good person. Remember, I bought him a chocolate ball worth 5 sek. Not seconds, but Swedish crowns, which is the Swedish currency. Yeah, it's 5 sec is around $0.5 give and take ish, because $1 is around 8 sec. Back to the story. After I agreed to giving the child a chocolate bar, he was erratic. Like, he jumped around a lot. Now this child, it was as though this child had not eaten for days. I needed to know what happened, but I didn't ask because I have common courtesy. It felt nice that I did this kid's day a better one. It always feels nice helping people, which is why I like YouTube. I love entertaining people. I'm an hmm, to be honest, I am an attention seeker. That's why I love helping people through this. Perfect for me, I guess. But it's at this moment the villain of the story comes in. I'll call her Isa. Why Isa? It's an acronym for entitlement, selfishness, a desire to complain. Basically, definition of a Karen. But since everybody calls them Karen, I'll call her an Isa. Isa comes up and grabs my credit card out of I almost said it, out of my goddamn hand, and shouts out. Remember, we're in a grocery line. People are behind and in front of us, and she lines because remember I went grocery shopping for my mom, so it's not my card, it's my mother's, and she yells, "This is not your card!" First, the first thought I have is what in the living shit is happening. I laughed my ass out before I realized that everybody's attention was on us. I was embarrassed as hell. I got shocked by her shouting at me like that. Have you ever, if you're an adolescent like me, I'm 14, have you ever had an adult screaming straight into your face? No, I don't think so, unless there was a beating involved. then I, s- you don't want to embarrass me. People, you don't want to embarrass me because then I just snap back and I yell, "What are you saying, crazy lady? How do you know it's not mine?" Then she begins to argue that a kid my age shouldn't be able to have a card such as that. It's true. My bank, which I won't be telling you because, yeah, who wants to know, gives out two types of cards, one for children and adolescents and one for adults. For example, the one for children has less less usability than the ones for adult. Example, we can't buy stuff on the internet with our cards. It's like, oh, you wanna buy, but this card is not registered for e-handle. So yeah, you can't do it. But the next thing she says baffles me. Like, it sends me into a I can't describe the words. She yells, and a kid such as yourself shouldn't be able to give her child, 5 sec, which is $0.5. I know that a dollar is. $1 bill is not worth a lot. I know that a $1 bill isn't worth a lot. Over here, 10 sec is an. If the kid had asked his mom, I know she would say F no because. She, yes, she was an idiot. I start feeling that this crazy lady is a bit more crazy than I thought. She wasn't just wanting to publicly execute me. Listen, I'm an introvert on the internet, but I'm an extrovert outside. So when she yelled that, I started arguing, snapping back hard. And when she said 5 6 $0.5 was too much for me to give. And then because I myself I work except for YouTube. YouTube is of course a work, blah blah blah. It's not a work. Yeah, I work as a postman part time, and I earn around 600 sec every month. And she says 5 sec is too much. Then I yell because right now I realize it's so goddamn childish. But I yell, You are the one that isn't able to buy a 5 stick chocolate bar for your child, so you shouldn't speak about shit. Yes, it was like, when everybody heard that, I could feel. I could feel her killing intent going from 0 and spiking to 100. I could see how she became flushed and red, when somebody's really embarrassed. And I knew I hit a nerve, and then I laughed and said, "Oh, is this actually right?" And I heard one laugh from the crowd, and I was like, "Thank you for the respect, people. I take it wholeheartedly." But yeah, then again, you shouldn't just roast old people. Don't do it. It's bad. It's bad karma. Then again, I used karma in the wrong situation because karma is, yeah, popularized version of karma, not the actual karma. To be honest, the story kind of dies out after there, because after the working people had seen the goddamn commotion, they stepped in and sorted it out. These people are paid a minimum wage and they're doing their jobs perfectly. They should get a pay raise. I promise you, their grocery personnel are the best people you can find. They always sort stuff out and help people because, yeah, they actually give a fuck about their job, I think. They called the owner of the car, which was my mother, due to safety reasons, and I can understand that. If some person's owning a car that doesn't have their name on it, you should probably call. And my mother had her telephone number written on the back, and when they called my mother and checked out, and it was perfect. They asked, yeah, these people were so nice to apologize to me in the stand of the woman. And what's weird enough, the child seemed a bit embarrassed about his mother and apologized. This 6-year-old child knew common courtesy and apologized. I bought him that fucking chocolate bar. Yes, I bought him that goddamn chocolate bar and a soda. That child is great. I want to be his friend, but yeah, that I'm 14, he's 6, pedophilia. Well, let's not do that. But either way, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, because I always read those, definitely. Because, yeah, I only get around 3 each video. I hope you can increase that number. Subscribe or suffer 3 years of bad luck. See ya.